there was a lot of grain growing. And we had a snowstorm. I don't know. That was after my dad died, so I must have been over 7 years old. But it was a terrible storm. And our barns were on one side of the road and the house on the other, in the old home. And between the two, we had a great big snow drift between them. And they didn't take to remove it. They dug through it. And a horse and buggy, a horse and sleigh would go in one side and come out the other side.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a tunnel?
Yeah, it was a tunnel.
Oh my.
It was a long, it was from here to...
How much snow?
It was a big snow. Terrible snow.
I guess.
And as far as I don't remember how long it lasted, but they made a tunnel there through the thing.
And you could get a horse and buggy?
Oh yeah, horse and sleigh went through, teams and bobs went through, everything went through.
My goodness.
It rained, not rained, sleeted, and it made a crust on it, and so it didn't cave in. But that was a big snow though. I remember a lot of big snows that we had, but that was the worst one. You were tied up for 2 days. But, Mother had to go across though to get to the barn to take care of the animals. And she had to go around. Well, this is the west end, this is the east end. She had to go out the house and around
She's
on the west
busy.
end.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
She was huge. We had a doozy that time. Oh, that was... I remember Mother used to take... Well, Bessie was 4 years older than me.
No.
She would take the streetcar on into town. And take the streetcar on into town to school. And I stayed at the school. And Mother used to hitch up the horse and cut her, take her down and take me to school and her on down the street. And then she picked us up again. We had a lot of real storms. Anyway, we had one snowstorm in May. That was before my father died. I mean, he had a young peach orchard planted and there were maybe 10-year trees, about maybe 10 years old, but fairly sized peach trees. And there was a huge peach orchard, maybe 4 or 5 acres of peaches. And they were all out in blossom when it snowed. And we got one of these wet snows, you know. And Dad didn't want to take a chance of breaking things down. He knew he couldn't save the crop, but he didn't want to take a chance of breaking the trees, so he went out and shaved them off. And I went out and helped him. I could shake the lower branches. I can remember that this is probably that.
Must have been only about 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, I was a little over, I wasn't 7 yet. Because that spring he died in April. This was so must have been the year before.
You're at Dumbo.
Excuse
me, Dumbo.
He didn't lose any of the trees, and he didn't break any of them.
Wow.
Well, a few branches. Another mountain of that. Anyway, that was quite a storm. I can remember a lot of things. I remember helping Dad. You went out to the woods with a team and hauled in another load of wood. You'd get it all cut in piece blocks and split it in front. He had a great big, that winter that he died in April. And he had a great big huge pile of wood all cut and split and all ready for that pile of wood stove. So grandmother, so my mother could cook. I remember that. I remember another incident going to town with all the way into 27 miles in Monroe, but that was quite a trip. I remember going and coming. Another time we went to town, but that wasn't the same time. We had a cat called Trilby. His name was Trilby. And he started eating eggs. He'd find a hen's nest, he'd break an egg and eat it. Of course, that was taboo, you know. So we were going to get rid of Trilby. So we took him along to Monroe and we left him out of the buggy about a mile from Monroe, which would be about 6 miles from our place. We went on into town and did whatever they had to do. We stopped and got a sandwich, you know. Come home. We got home and the cat was sitting on the barnyard fence waiting for us.
Oh, beat you home.
They beat us right back. How he knew where they, I have no idea because he was covered up every bit of the way, but he was sitting there. So Dad said, well, we'll keep him now. I'll fix him so he won't eat eggs. Give him some cayenne pepper and an egg.
Oh,
He never went
that
back.
worked?
It worked. Oh, he was quite a cat. He was a big cat. He would always like to catch the milk. The old milk would, you know, squirt, stream at him. He said, blah, 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 blah. He cut that stream as fast as you could pump it out. He was quite a cat. He was black and white. He was a good sized cat, too. I remember a lot of things about the farm. Of course, this was afterwards, but Bessie and Mother, and Bessie and Marie, Bessie and my mother, one of them or both of them got me out. One shot, 22 rifle for Christmas. We not, you know, we had it, every time we shot it, you had to open it up.
That's wonderful.
New shot. I had all fun with that rifle I had it over the granary with me, and I was hunting for mice or rats. And boy, I seen a rat sticking his head out way up high. Well, I couldn't get an angle on him, so I went upstairs, so I level with it. He was still sticking his head out there. And I shot him. I didn't shoot him, I shot at him and missed him. I hit one of those high beams, and boy, that thing bounded right straight back and caught me right above the eye.
Oh my. Was it
Bing,
like,
bing.
Like a BB?
Huh?
Like BB or
yeah,
buckshot?
It was, no, that's 22 short.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. If that would have been an inch higher, I would have been blinded in one eye.
My goodness.
That hit that beam and come right straight back. You know, those beams have been there for so many years, even at that time. They were
Like
all
concrete,
like
yeah.
concrete, yeah. I tried to, I was going to fix the barn door. This is when I was bigger. I was older to know what I was doing. And I thought I did. But I was going to fix the barn door. And I was going to drive some, well, whatever I was going to do, I was going to take some spikes to drive into one of the beams. I didn't have more chance of driving that spike in there than I ever put my fingers through there. Well, you could get it tacked in and it would hang just long enough to hit it.
So you even have a reattachment.
Try to hit it without
Got it. It's Marty's. That's a nice
couldn't hold that
name.
thing straight in it. You couldn't drive a nail or a spike or anything. Of course, it was all huge, just hand huge.
Yeah.
All I had of that building was, that barn was a big barn. And every bit of those was him. I had a friend come over with Rich, you know, playing with him. And we were out in the barn. We had a hole that went, well, up. It was made there with a ladder going up to it. And then we had the cow. We always had the cows the grain, corn stalks and so forth, stored above the cow barn. Maybe you could feed them just sort of down and feed them to the cows. And I had come down out of there, and he come down, I don't know how he did it, but he fell and broke his arm. And when I went to pick him, I rode over to help him, and his arm was out like this, and he was just hanging right down, dropped right down. I know it looked worse than it really was, but of course, hitched up a horse and buggy into the doctor. We had 3 miles to go, 3.5 miles to go. And he got his stuff. He did that all right. Yeah. Oh, I remember a lot of things of that old man. I'm not, well, after I'd finished school, I was going to run the farm that year. I decided that I was going to run the farm. And I bought all new equipment because we had gotten rid of the big farm stuff. So I bought new stuff and I put in a good sized field of wheat, maybe 12, 14 acres of wheat. And it froze out that winter. I don't know, of course, that was a bad beginning. So I did save a little patch out of it. There was about, I don't know. And then I put that into oats. Well, the oats came through all that. And I got a chance to have some food for the horses, but I didn't have no food wheat for ourselves. That was my first setback.
Did you plant that? Did you plant that 14 acres with horse? With a horse and plow, did you plant that 14 acres?
The other piece, the ground I did use, I put in oats in it, and that's what horses eat for strength.
You didn't have a tractor.
Huh?
You used a horse to plow the field?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, you use the horses when you have nothing else. There wasn't such a thing as a tractor in those days. Not even a subset. A few years later, the people made, the old Ford car that you could buy a set of wheels, tractor wheels. And use your touring car. You take put a new transmission in it. You use your touring car like a tractor, your motor, like a tractor. That there wasn't very practical. But then maybe another 10 years, and the Fordson come out with a regular tractor, and
John Deere?
Well, it was insurance, equipment company, and they tractors too. Now, of course, today you don't even see a horse on the farm. You might see them there, but they're there to ride, not doing farming.
Are you guys all going out the back door?
We always had 3 and 4 horses.
If you go out the back door, make sure
Sometimes
Zachary
5,
closes it all the way.
2 teams, and we had 5th horse for the running horse.
Well, they all seem to be gathering out
Dad
there
always
like
had
that.
spirited horses. He had noted as good race for horses. And there was a big tribe of gypsies in Toledo. And their names were, I can't remember. That'll come to me. And he always would come out to Dad's, where he needed horses in his wagon. He'd come out to Dad's to buy some coals. Dad had a team of coals. There was Bud and Blossom. They were actually 2 sisters. They were sisters, full-time sisters, the horse and the mare. It was the same mare, and one was a year older than the other. And Bud was 3 years old, and Blossom would be 2. And he wanted to buy that team. Oh, he tried. The day he took sick, he had taken my mother to the doctor to see, because she had a terrible cold. And he took her in and he back. That was his name. And he was sitting there waiting for it. And that Dad, of course, was talking to her, I talked to him, and he came back in, I could still see him coming in the house. And had a a funny look on his face, and he said that May still sold his colts. And he sold each one of the colts, the team, for $500. And he tied the money out and gave it to Mother to take care of. And he got back to go to the bank. But he had, until that time, he had never even suggested that he would ever sell that team of colts. Neither one of them was broke in yet. They were broke to the bridle or to a halter, but not to harness. And I can remember when, and 1 week from that day, Dad was dead. He took his mother, he came down with pneumonia. And of course, it was good like the bigger dray horses. Like you've seen horses on the drays, they're big, heavy
I was gonna say
horses
they're
that
heavier.
are strong. And buggy horse would be much more lighter and thinner, like a racehorse. He would trot along. Mother, after we sold all the horses, we sold one. We sold Doc and Dandy. Well, Doc had died, and of course, and Dandy was. Well, you could hook him up, but and work with him. But I mean, he wasn't to work anymore. He was the pastor, and but he was a very spirited horse. That was a very spirited team. Doc and Dandy was. They were real high line. So, but Mother wouldn't let anybody sell Dandy at the sale. He was. I guess I got that wrong. It was Dandy that died. Doc was the one that we had. We kept him for 2 or 3 years. Well, finally he died. And but Mother in the meantime had sold off the farm equipment at a public auction and so forth. She bought a horse for the horse and buggy situation. She bought it from a business house in Monroe, Michigan, and brought him out. And he had been a delivery horse. I mean, been on their delivery wagon. And he was a pretty good sized horse, but she was a fast horse. After you got him off that corner to ride about the block and stopping, or he didn't have any place to stop then, but he turned, and I of course I thought he was my horse, and I drove him, and oh boy, I used to get out once in a while and race somebody else, and I could win, because he was a good horse. And he was strong, he wasn't built heavy, but he was built tall, and he had a lot of speed. He was a trotter, but he had a lot of speed. I don't know what he would do if he was ever put on a track, but I never did that. I mean, my mother wouldn't ever let that happen. I wasn't supposed to even go to a track to see horse races, because there was gambling went on there. But I finally got to where I could go to horse races.